wrapping up in the swamp between Kentucky and Florida in men's college basketball. The Gators with a 90-83 lead. And oh, by the way, we're already underway in the three-point contest in NBA All-Star Saturday night as we've seen Con Knippel and Donovan Mitchell already go through their first rounds. Jamal Murray currently in progress right now. Con Knippel leading the way with 27, Donovan Mitchell with 24. I have bet on Damian Lillard and Bobby Portis. Those are my two darts to sweat during the three-point contest. But, Ben, I didn't know that this action was going to be going on right now. Like, it was one thing, okay, All-Star Saturday night apparently starting at 2 o'clock West Coast time. But surely the three-point contest is not for like another hour or so. Nope, it's actually happening right now as we have Jamal Murray just wrapping up with an 18, well behind Con Knippel and Donovan Mitchell.
Femi, when you mentioned that it was starting in the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, where I am right now, it's 2:30 p.m. local time. Correct. Here in L.A. You would think the hosting venue might want this game or these events not to be mid-afternoon, but into the prime time hours at the very least. I thought, okay, they're going to get the shooting stars and the skills competition or whatever they're still doing out of the way. And then as we get closer to like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern, then we're going to get the three-point contest and the dunk contest as well. No, we're just fully underway. A good start for the betting favorite, by the way, 27 for Con Knippel in his opening round. He should be in great position to advance throughout the three-point contest. But this is so much different than I expected Saturday night to be in All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. Very, very strange beginnings. When you see Damian Lillard step out there, by the way, can you report if he's on a scooter or in a walking boot with the torn Achilles and just hoisting up threes?
I will be standing 10 toes down for my guy Dame when he goes out there for All-Star Saturday night with the three-point contest. I will not do that, actually. So, guys, don't freak out. I'm not going to stand up. I'll still remain seated as you framed me up nicely here for this edition of Live Bet Saturday. But I will say this to update the folks on the live odds over at DraftKings. Your boy Con Knippel, who you like. We talked about this yesterday on Money Moves. He was the favorite going in around like that 3-1 plus 275 range. He's now a plus 185 with a leading score of 27. Looks like we're getting a pretty good round here though from Miami Heat guard Norman Powell. Norman Powell right now at 18 or 17 rather. So he's going to need a good last rack. Maybe we can do some Reggie Miller commentary. Oh, he's heating up. Oh, here he is. That looks like the money balls, though, for Norman Powell were cashing, as unfortunately he lands on 23, so he is behind Con Knippel and Donovan Mitchell. As right now, Donovan Mitchell, there's no way that this is correct. Let me refresh the odds. There's no way he's plus 330. Somebody must have hit a wrong button over at DraftKings. Apparently he is plus 330, I guess because he's looking like he will at least be in position to be in the semifinal round here as Bobby Portis, my guy, down to plus 650 for those of you live trading this stuff. Norman Powell, a 14-1 now. He is now the longest odds that is at least listed on the board for the three-point contest. For some reason, somebody has not been taken out. So Donovan Mitchell, so he's plus 330. Powell's now 18-1. So it's all fluctuating as we go about this thing. 40 is a perfect score. That's the best that you can do. But Con Knippel leading the way on the scoreboard and in the live market at plus 185.
Okay, that's a good start for Con Knippel. Yeah, again, he was 3-1 yesterday. Bet down to plus 225 pre-event here. Like, people knew that he was going to go out and light this thing on fire, as he has begun to do. And you can find those live odds throughout the three-point contest. Switching away from the NBA All-Star Weekend, just back quickly to what we saw at its conclusion in Lexington, Femi. In Gainesville, it has gone final. Florida wins 92-83, a much higher scoring game than I or the odds makers anticipated. It goes through 154.5. We end at 175 combined. And Florida is 10-2 in SEC play. They're in first in the SEC standings. This was the first time in those 10 conference victories that Todd Golden's Gators did not cover as a pregame 12.5-point favorite. Again, keep an eye on Kentucky, a very talented roster that is playing better basketball, had won 8 of 9 entering today. No shame in losing to the defending national champs in their home arena and covering a number as a double-digit underdog. Kentucky trending into its best form I think we have seen all season long in year number 2 under Mark Pope as the month of March nears. So a good sign, I would say, despite a loss on the road for Big Blue Nation.
Oh, 100%. I think it's a really positive sign for the Kentucky Wildcats, but I will caution people by if Kentucky starts to play well, sometimes we see these teams that get hot late February, get hot heading into conference tournament, maybe even win a conference tournament. We've seen a lot of those be cautionary tales in the actual NCAA tournament. Those teams sometimes flame out. So don't get too, I guess, tantalized by what you last saw. Because I know a lot of folks that like maybe don't pay attention to college basketball as much as we do, like throughout the November, December months, and they parachute in once football goes away and like, oh, like, who's playing well? And all of a sudden they fall in love with these teams, and these teams fall flat on their face the first weekend of the tournament. Just be cautious with the love for Kentucky going forward here. That's all I'll tell people. I will also tell people this, Ben. We got 5.5 minutes to get a goal from the United States. The U.S. now has a 6-3 lead against Denmark with 5:33 to play. Jack Hughes was the goal scorer for the United States just moments ago, assisted by Brock Nelson. So 6-3 is where we stand right now. Of course, the money line has since been taken off, and we're at a pick-em price on that money line, or on the puck line, I should say, rather. 3.5 minus 110, pretty much both ways, as this thing is a true coin flip, whether we're going to cover this this puck line or not between the United States and Denmark.
In terms of those live odds that we have seen basically through the end of the second period and now into the third, this is really important for the Americans to score a goal. To cover that live puck line of 3.5, Femi also bet it early in the opening period. Pregame, 4.5 goal favorite on the puck line. Probably not going to come through for the United States. But, Femi, we have seen that total at 9.5 basically throughout the remainder of this third period. So for Team USA to cover as the puck line favorites of 3.5 and get us to the over of that live total, when we saw the scoring pick up and Denmark get its third goal of the game, we said, look at 9.5 and go to the over. You basically need one more goal for the United States to make both of those things come to fruition.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get this. It looks like one of the Danish guys is going into the penalty box. So the United States, it appears, will have a power play here. As he definitely hooked Austin Matthews. Come on now, as that's hooking. I'm out here calling as if I know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to hockey rules. But I believe, though, this will be a power play for the United States. It will indeed, with 2 minutes to try to get that 7th and elusive goal here for me and hopefully cover this puck line of 3.5. So 4.5 minutes to go in the full game, but we got about 150 to score a goal, as I'm hoping the United States can somehow cash this after looking rather poor for much of this game. Relatively speaking, of course, they have a chance to make right with this one, at least getting us to the window.
And I think if you're going to end up seeing the U.S. win this game by 3 goals or perhaps 4 and cover that live puck line of 3.5, you're going to think 7-3, higher scoring game than anticipated, but still the Americans in dominant fashion. They're going to be fine. They're still a gold medal contender right alongside Canada, step in step. I would not say that is the case, though, Femi, because of the mistakes the United States has made throughout this Olympic hockey tournament. We talked about it with Jonathan Davis. You and I have uttered those thoughts as well, that if the edges between the Canadians and the Americans to win gold are very, very thin, one of the areas the U.S. has to be better is in net. They have not been so far, and Canada has not messed with its food over in Milan. They have looked the dominant part of the minus 110 gold medal favorite. And although it's in minus money already, I still do believe there's a touch of value on the Canadians to win gold at the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I think Canada's going to win this thing. So, hey, I got $100 free bet or my own money or someone else's money. It's going on Canada. That's just a simple fact. As I am now live sweating Bobby Portis in the three-point contest, and it doesn't look like this is going to go well. As the score to avoid elimination being 23, Bobby Portis right now is at 9 on his second to last rack. I mean, he's going to need a damn near miracle. I don't think he can miss another three-pointer here. Oh, well, he missed the money ball. Now he's on the last rack at 11. I don't think this is mathematically possible for Bobby Portis here, as he's building the brick house at the three-point contest. I guess that's why he was 17-1 prior to the three-point contest here, Ben, because Bobby Portis, yeah, man, you should have stayed home.
Yeah. Big event BP, man. Yeah. Normally he steps up in this moment and delivers for the people.
How about
maybe
here's
not
15
tonight in Los Angeles. Also, I mean, we need to get some eyes on Iowa City when we come back. Purdue has opened up a can of you-know-what on Iowa on the road. 30-18 with 5:50 left. The Boilers in full control.
Wow. I did not see that coming. Well, hopefully Iowa can get going and we can get some more points in that contest and go over the total. Final segment of Live Bet Saturday when we come back here on VSiN.
Kohl's gets it. Valentine's Day comes with expectations. Grand expectations, telepathic expectations, and heart-shaped everything expectations. Yes, even waffles. Kohl's has gifts that rise to the occasion. From romantic to playful, sparkly to sweet, or all of the above. Plus, get 15% off some of your finds. So go ahead, exceed those Valentine's Day expectations with Kohl's. Select styles, offer ends February 16th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification part and VA benefits.
Download the VSiN Watch app to stay plugged into the latest sports betting insights with VSiN's expert analysis, streaming live and on demand. Whether you're at home or on the go, the VSiN Watch app gives you access to every show, every highlight, and every deep dive into the action. Looking for something specific? Use the search feature to find coverage on your favorite teams, matchups, and sport. Exclusively for VSiN Pro subscribers, download the VSiN Watch app today on the App Store or Google Play and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Money Moves with Stormy Bonantoni and Jonathan Von Tobel.
Everything you see coming out of DC is about developing and retooling, and doesn't seem like there is anything about winning. Traded away their best pitcher in Mackenzie Gore. Even C.J. Abrams was a big topic of potential trade talks.
I think the question is just, can a team that last year won 66 games get there again after arguably getting worse?
Money Moves, weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
In sports. Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Saturday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, the United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 46 for your Youngstown Phantoms tonight. They take on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. A very happy Valentine's Day to everybody, especially to my lovely wife, Amanda. Phantoms and Lumberjacks were in action here at the Cavelli Center last night, a 3-2 overtime victory for the Lumberjacks. Phantoms scored a pair in the first period. Power play goal for Jack Hextall at 4:12. Jack Wilson and Evan Jardine with the assists. At 12:19, it was Jardine with the power play goal, his 18th goal of the season. Ryan Rusinski and Jack Wilson with the assist. 23rd power play goal of Jardine's career set a new Phantoms team record. Youngstown led 2-0 at the end of the first. Power play goal for Drew Stewart at 7:24, his 20th of the season. Melvin Novotny and Chuck Blanchard with the helpers, and then an unassisted shorthanded breakaway goal for Stewart at 8:49, 21st of the season and second of the game. We're tied at 2 after 2. No scoring in the third period. With 2.1 seconds left in overtime, Chuck Blanchard gets a backhander over the shoulder of Tobias Trebel for the game-winning goal. Video replay would show that Melvin Novotny was 3 feet offside on the zone entry. However, you cannot review offside in the USHL, and so the goal would stand, and Muskegon would get the bonus point in overtime. Tobias Trebel took the loss. He stopped 28 out of 31. Carl Axelson got the win. He stopped 19 out of 21. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at the scratch report as well as the starting lineups for tonight's game. You are listening to the pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the pregame show. Take a look at tonight's scratch report for Muskegon. You can scratch number 8, Jean-Samuel Deneau, number 20, Will Schlechtweg, number 24, Gustav Zemedis, number 28, Gus Thorpe, and number 30, Will Keene. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 4, Ryan Whiterabbit, number 23, Matusz Kucharczyk, number 37, Sean Miller, and number 42, Jackson Adams. And now for tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Muskegon Lumberjacks, who entered tonight's game with a 28-15 0-1 record. Their 57 points put them in 4th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Manhattan Beach, California, committed to Denver, number 71, Jake Stewart. At center out of Latvia, committed to Boston College, number 17, Rudolf Burskons. At right wing out of West Hartford, Connecticut, committed to Miami, number 12, Chuck Blanchard. On defense, out of Slovakia, committed to Lake Superior State, number 27, Adam Belusco. And out of Westbrook, Maine, committed to Boston University, the draft property of the Philadelphia Flyers, number 4, Carter Amico. In net, out of Sweden, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 29, Carl Axelsson. Axelsson enters tonight's game with a 22-8-0-0 record, a 2.20 goals against average, and a .926 save percentage. Lumberjacks are coached by Colton St. Clair. The associate head coaches are Casey Bignoni and Taylor Ward. They are assisted by Pat Maroon. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who enter tonight's game with a 32-9-3-1 record. Their 68 points put them in first place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, committed to Ohio State, number 10, Evan Jardine. At center, out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, committed to Michigan State, number 17, Jack Hextall. At right wing, out of Forest Lake, Minnesota, committed to Maine, number 91, Malachi McKinnon. On defense, out of Northville, Michigan, committed to Alaska, number 3, Jack Wilson. And out of the Woodlands, Texas, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 14, Carter Murphy. In net, out of Clarkston, Michigan, committed to Western Michigan, number 33, Owen Lepak. Lepak enters tonight's game with a 9-2-0-1 record, a 2.10 goals against average, a .916 save percentage, and 2 shutouts on the season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and their director of player development, Cal Kafuk. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush. The athletic trainer is Amber Martinelli. Goaltending coach Neil Conway, strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy, and the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Ryan Baker and Kyle McCauley. The linesmen will be Colin Lightfoot and Wyatt Corrigan. Just about 6 minutes remaining before the starting lineups and national anthems here at the arena, so we're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms Hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause there's fun all over the state, so come on. Great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day, put a little play in your day.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the things that we could be.
Catchment makes the save, rebound to the weak side. In front,
I need a one dance. And then we start to dance, and I'm singing like.
steal. Ben Simpson, toe drag. Simpson in, tucks it home. He scores!
Duh. I want you to be happier because I'm happy.
Right circle for Simpson, ripped across. Hextall, shot, score!
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot, hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
This is Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, and you're listening to Western Reserve Radio.
Fans, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem by Melanie Martinez.
A beautiful rendition of our national anthem on a Saturday night here in Youngstown. Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Joined by my engineer, Dave Ferris. Brendan Miller keeping things up on social media for you. Follow the Phantoms on X at Y-Town Phantoms, on Facebook and Instagram at Youngstown Phantoms. And we are very pleased to welcome back to the press box the godmother, the queen, Lynn Siegfried. It is amazing to have you back, Lynn. We missed you. We love you. Phantoms and Lumberjacks for the 7th out of 9 meetings this season. Youngstown 2-2-2 through the first 6 games against Muskegon. Still sitting on top of the Eastern Conference. Looking to put some distance between themselves and the Dubuque Fighting Saints. We are 60 minutes away from finding out what will happen tonight. Roll for initiative. We are underway as Hextall wins the faceoff. Wilson put it off the stick of, I believe, Jardine, and it ricocheted over the glass and out of play. So 8 seconds into this one, we're going to do it all over again, right back at center ice. First period presented by our friends at Safehold. It will be Hextall against Burrs Collins right at center red once more. Hextall again with the faceoff win. Murphy will skate it forward. Pokes it into the Muskegon zone, but that rolls right to Carter Amico. Tries to the near side, picked off by Jardine on the clearing attempt. Jardine between the circles. Sent it down low to Murphy. That pass picked off by the Jacks. They'll bring it back through center. Into the zone comes Stewart with a shot. Pat save by Lepak on that low marker from the Jacks. Here it's Stewart for a quick shot by Burrs Collins. They score. Quick back to front play by Muskegon, and 33 seconds into this one, Muskegon has a 1-0 lead for Burskons, his 8th goal of the season. And Lepak with the early save on the initial chance from Stewart, but Burskons set up right at the inside edge of the left circle. And the puck quickly out of the corner and to him, and he snapped it home. And the Jacks up 1-0. Muskegon started all 3 periods yesterday very quickly. Didn't get a goal on any of their opening shifts as here Youngstown ices the puck. As it's Burskons from Stewart and Blanchard at 33 seconds. Hesh to take the draw against Grist. Phantoms control the draw. Tepley around the cage to the near side. Up the middle to zone. Lichka out to center looking for Sasaki. Touched it into the zone, but it rolls to Larioza. Fired around the kick plate to the far side. Picked up by Houston at the half wall. Cal from the corner. Threw it through the blue paint. Nobody touched it for Youngstown. Came to left point for Tepley. He'll backhand it into the corner. Trickles behind the net looking for Hesh, but he's pinned to the wall by Clares, and the Jacks will come away with the puck. Christ through center. Fired in around the kick plate. Comes to the weak side, far side. Bumped back down low by Yonerheim. Just trying to get it back to Christ in the corner. Getting a stick on it was Tepley. Came up to the point. Hudson D over to Vukas. His shot on the cage, and Lepak will make a pad save and cover the rebound. Congratulations to Phantoms Cal Houston playing in his 100th game in the USHL. Big hand here at the Cavelli Center for the hometown kid. Cal, 2 goals and 16 assists in his 100 USHL games. Committed to Miami University. He'll be a Red Hawk next year. So Muskegon wins the draw. Down the wall, Vukas, a shot lead, pack this save. Grabbed by Berard, out to center off the stick of Booze. Couldn't take it cleanly. Jacks will come back ahead. Stewart in the official's crease, peeling back toward his own line, trying to get away from Simpson. He will, brings it into the attacking end. Forced down low by Berard, centering feet off the skates of Berard. Came back to Sanderson for a moment before Rusinski's able to put it out to center. Booze chipped it into the zone, but couldn't get it past his man, and Muskegon back through the neutral zone. Benson lost it to Simpson. He'll slip it over far side for Berard. Out to center off of Booze. They're going to say no icing here, as it also hit a Muskegon stick at center. Phantoms quickly to a line change as Belusco sends it out off of Sanderson at the red line. Stolen away by Svitov. Couldn't work it deep. Past Anderson, taken away, and Bergeron will play it cross corner into the near side. Wilson got there first, banked it off the end wall to Murphy. Carter to the red line, played deep by Orlowski. Axelson roaming out, lost the puck. Svitov in front. Anderson put it off the pad of Axelson, who got back into the blue paint just in time. In the right corner, Orlowski carries up the far wall, cycles it back around to the near side, came to Svitov, let it roll through to Wilson, fanned on the dump back deep, but Orlowski's there to cover at center. Back ahead off the heel of the Anderson stick and to the end wall. Belusco beat him to it, sent it over to Noringer. Slipped it up the middle. McKinnon couldn't hold the zone. It's grabbed by Novotny, sent over to Bergeron. He'll play it to the right corner. Houston touched it to Tepley, sent up the far side for McKinnon. Malachi to center, but taken away by Blanchard. Dropped it back for Clares. Spins away from Hextall into his own zone. D over to Larioza, far side. Now back near for Clares. Out to center, off of Stewart's. Not off of Stewart, apparently, and icing will be the call on Muskegon. 16:35 left in this first period. 1-0 Muskegon. They got to go 33 seconds in from Rudy Burskons. Faceoff will be to the left of Axelson. Axelson, 3-1-0 against Youngstown this year. 149 goals against, 929 save percentage. Early shot counter 4-1 in favor of the Jacks. Hextall wins the draw. Simpson, shot saved by Axelson. Rebound sent up to the right point for Houston. D. over to Tepley. He'll pump it down low to Simpson. As Ryan Ward doing some line jumbling here. 2-on-2 battle behind the cage. Hextall trying to pry it free, as is Simpson. Comes to McKinnon, back to Simpson. Cooper hooked, play continues. Brings it to the right half wall, spins off that check, sends it down low to McKinnon. Malachi comes near side, up to the hash marks, walks the blue line, turns to his forehand, fires off a stick and high over the net, out of play. .57 left in this first period. Face-off will be to the left of Axelson. Hesh to take the draw for Youngstown. Face-off, however, controlled by the Jacks. That was Christ with the face-off win. Over to the right corner. They'll chip it past Hesh up the wall. They were looking for Yonerheim. It's gathered back in by Christ. He'll force his way out to center before he gets stood up at the red line. Puck trickled down into the defensive zone. Zemlichka throws it to the near side. Vukas will skate into it to keep it in the zone. Came into the slot, bounced off of Christ and right to the glove of Lepak, who will hold. 15:31 now left in this first period. Going to kick Christ out of the circle. And stepping in to take the draw will be Anthony Thomas Maroon against Hesh. Thomas Maroon wins the faceoff. Christ turns and fires. His shot was blocked in the circle. Belusco tried to center, stolen by Hamilton, cleared the line, kept by Christ. Point to point over to Amico. His shot off the blocker of Lepak. High up in the air, Zemlichka sticked it down, played it into the corner, sent it around to Berard. Off the window and out to center. This is actually going to trickle on the cage. Axelson plays it away from Sasaki near side. Amico spins away from him, left it to Belusco, back to Amico. He'll carry ahead as the forwards were changing for Youngstown, so no forecheck. Orlowski took the puck away at center. Dropped it back to Murphy, sent it over far side for Berard. Up the far wall, redirected into the zone by Orlowski. Back first for it was Larioza, fanned on his fire around, and Anderson in on the forecheck, able to take it away, worked it to Orlowski. Right point Murphy, left point Wilson. Fires intentionally wide, it came to Orlowski. Jesse comes back to the near corner, up to the hash mark, shoved bodily off the puck by Larioza, and it squirts out to center. Grabbed at his own line by Wilson, D to Murphy. Gains the red line and fires it in, just missed the official, came to the side of the cage, and it is sent off the wall, but kept in by Murphy. That was Axelson trying to clear it, couldn't do so. Phantoms keep it in the zone once more. Svitov turns and fires around to the right corner. Murphy thought about pinching in on the forecheck instead. Vacated back out to center where the Jacks will skate into it. Into the zone comes Stewart. Had Wilson leaning, got a shot away, and it's a glove save by Lepak. Off the tip of the glove, it stays in play, and now it's Benson walking the blue line. Benson, right circle, tried to drop it back to the point, blocked away by Simpson. It rolls to Booz, floated up the middle, just over the stick of Simpson, grabbed it at the red line by Vukas. Knocked down by Simpson, kept control of the puck, able to work it to Bergeron. Over to Novotny, and back into the zone. Sent back out to center by Youngstown, but grabbed at the red line by Novotny. Drop back into the defensive end for Vukas, ahead to the Youngstown line for Noringer, taken away from him by Wilson. Jack to the red line, he'll fire it in. Axelson, little trouble with it behind the cage again, but able to regather and spins it near corner. Sent cross point to Novotny, and he'll get it out to the neutral zone. In comes Bergeron, thought Muskegon was offside there, but it doesn't matter. Hextall took away the puck. Bergeron stripped him, got it back into the attacking end. Wedged off by Houston, rolled down into the left corner for Tepley. He'll battle against Bergeron and Noringer. Worked it up the half wall. McKinnon fakes, delays, and now gets it out to center. Bounced over Jardine, sent back ahead by the Jacks. It's Novotny. Jacks are offside. Bergeron and McKinnon were tied up. Jacks couldn't enter the zone, so they'll drop it back to the defensive end. Now back out to center. It's Blanchard. Chips it off the wall in front of the Phantoms bench. Grabbed by Houston. Sent off the stick of Hextall. Redirected ahead to Blanchard. Offside are the Jacks. They touch up as the puck comes to Houston. Cal ahead off of McKinnon. Couldn't take it cleanly. It'll roll to Amico. Fired ahead, looking for Blanchard, but it bounced to Tepley. D to Houston, out to the red line for McKinnon. He'll backhand it deep. No icing here. Larioza first to it. Send it around the wall to Burscombs. Back over far corner for Larioza. Cleared to the point, kept by Berard, but couldn't find Hesh down low. Skated to the line, kept by the Jacks for a moment. They get it past Zemlichka on the second effort, and it's Burscombs back through center. Sent over to Blanchard. Spins at the top of the right corner. Drops it off for Clares. Down the right wall, spins at the hash, retreats back toward the point, and sends it back down low. Hamilton broke up the pass, left it for Zemlichka. Skates it as far as the line before he's stripped of the puck by Hudson. Bounces over to Blanchard. Sent over to the wall to the skates of Burscombs. Poked out the center by Hesh. Grabbed at the red line by Clares. He'll wind it up and carry it in himself. Clares cuts to the right. Spins at the bottom of the right circle and fires it around the kick plate to the left side. Berard got there first, sent it up the wall. Zemlichka backhanded it, but the line was held by Vukas. Puck squirts back into the corner. Anderson pitchforks it around. Kept to the right side by Yonerheim. Down to the right corner for Chris. Centering feed broken up by Berard, looking for Thomas Marone. Berard off the window out to center. Hit a couple of bodies and came to Anderson, but he got triple teamed and couldn't get it deep. Vukas back into the attacking end for Muskegon. Spins away from Murphy. Now tied up at the half wall. Taken by Booz, poked out to center, trying to find Svitov. But just able to slow down the rush was Selski. Now it's Anderson into the zone. Backhands it down low, looking for Booz, but he's knocked off by Selski, and the Jacks will bring it ahead. Simpson knocked an Oranger off and got the puck to Rusinski. Rusinski coming in. Got the shot away. Axelson the save, and he holds. And we'll have our media timeout. 10:30 left in the first. 1-0 Muskegon. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavilli Center. 10:30 left in the first. Muskegon leads 1-0. Shots on goal for the game 7-2 in favor of Muskegon. Jack scored 33 seconds into the game, and something that we didn't have last night. We had a goal at 5-on-5. 60 minutes last night. 3 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal. Didn't get an even strength goal until the game winner, and I'll put air quotes around that. Face off in the offensive zone for Youngstown to the right of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. Stewart with the face-off win. Belusco around the cage to the far side. Lifted it past Sanderson and out to the red line. Stick back ahead by Murphy. He found Simpson. Cooper spins, waits, sends it over to a streaking Jack Wilson. His shot right to the belly of Axelson, who holds. "13 seconds tick off the clock since the last face-off. We'll do it again to the right of Axelson. Phantoms will keep the same 5 out on the ice. Linesman delaying the puck drop. Now it's down to Rosinski with the faceoff win. Murphy behind him to Wilson. Across to Simpson, right circle. Coopers fires in a blocker save by Axelson. Punched the rebound all the way out to center. Wilson got a stick on it and put it, I believe, into the Muskegon bench. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone right in front of the Muskegon bench. 10:06 left in the first period. Phantoms win the draw. Tepley off of Houston into the zone. Laying there at the top of the circles, and the Jacks will poke it out to center. Picked up by Booz, but couldn't get it deep. Grabbed by the Jacks and lifted down into the Youngstown end, and they're going to get called for icing. Houston tried to play the puck, but missed him by about 2 feet near the hash marks. And they will say icing on the Jacks. 9:52 left in the first. We owe you a media timeout. Face off to the left of Axelson. Hextall to take the draw this time. Jack with the face-off win, but Bergeron knocked his man off the puck and got it ahead to a streaking Novotny. And on Leapak to the backhander, pad save by Leapak, and the rebound cleared by Cal Houston. Puck out to center. Squirted past Hextall. Down to Clares, D to D over to Larioza. Back to Clares, out to center for Noringer. Spins away from Hextall, retreats into his own end. Noringer back out to center. Ahead to the line for Novotny. Thought Muskegon was offside there. Play continues. Jardine off the near boards and out to center. Bounce onto the stick of Vukas. 2-on-1 developing. Hextall across. McKinnon couldn't pull the trigger, and Axelson looked like he was getting across anyway. Puck back out to center. Fired back in by Hamilton. Hudson across to Vukas. Send it up to the half while Jardine got a touch. He's pinned to the boards. Hamilton trying to keep the zone. He could not, as it's off a stick and out of play. And that should be our media timeout. Guess we're going to keep it here. 8:53 left in the first. Face off to the right of Axelson. Fourth line out for Youngstown. Anderson wins the draw. Svitov plays it over to the near wall. Cycles it around. Comes to Orlowski at the right half. To Anderson. Center point. Hamilton shot. Pad save by Axelson. Rebound to the Jacks. Stewart from the red line with a Murphy dump to the right wing corner. Skated into by Hamilton. Lost his footing. Able to clear it out to center, however. Svitov took it out of the skates of Amico. Backhanded it ahead looking for Anderson. Ducked around a man. Backhander wide of the cage. Thompson to the rebound. Around the kick plate. Came to the left corner. Zemlichka got there first through the reverse check on Amico. But Amico, big and strong, able to spin off that check. Carry the puck through center. Got it into the Youngstown zone, then lost it to Murphy. D to D to Thompson. Ahead of the red line for Hesh, redirected behind the cage. Zemlichka, the first one to it. Plays it to the corner for Sasaki. Up to the point to Wilson. D to D to Murphy. He'll turn and fire. Hit bodies in the slot. Never got into Axelson. Loose puck cleared out to center by the Jacks. Picked up at the red line by Murphy. D to D near side for Wilson. Off the heel of Sasaki, sticking into the zone. Sent right back out to center by Muskegon. Loose at the red line. Played to open ice. Skated into by Murphy. Carter into the zone. Across. Hash shot. Axelson save. He holds. Media timeout. 7:38 left in the first. 1-0 Muskegon. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. 7:38 left in the first. Muskegon leads 1-0. Shots on goal for the game, 8-7 in favor of Muskegon. Phantoms out shooting Muskegon 5-1 over the last 3 or 4 minutes, but haven't beaten Carl Axelson yet, looking for that teddy bear goal. Face-off one in the corner by the Jacks. Clares clubs it out to the neutral zone. Benson grabs it, plays it over to Stewart. Into the attacking end, sticked away from him by Murphy, but grabbed by Sanderson. Fed back around the wall to the near side. Wilson taking a whack at it. Bounces over to Rusinski. Played it past Sanderson into Murphy behind the cage. Out to center off of Booz and redirected down into the Muskegon end. Picked up by Clares at the right dot, trying to spin away from Rusinski. Just able to do so. Place it to the line for Sanderson and redirected out to center. This may be icing on Muskegon. It will be. Phantoms and Lumberjacks here again tomorrow afternoon. 4:05 puck drop. Phantoms sensory game. Quieter music, no goal horn. Great seats still available. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets and more information. 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. Jacks win the defensive zone draw, and it's bounced out to center. Benson clubs it down and banks it into the Youngstown end. Sanderson working against Houston. Benson there as well as Hextall and Tepley. Hextall pried it free, chipped it behind him to Tepley. Over to Jardine, lifted it down the wall. Vukas got there first, taken away in the corner by Jardine, and as he tried to send it up the near boards, it's taken away by the Jackson, lifted to center. Grabbed to the red line by Houston, D-to-D to Tepley, quickly back ahead for Hextall. Across to Jardine, his shot was blocked by Thomas Maroon, and Muskegon coming back ahead. Thomas Maroon behind him to Yonerheim. Back below the goal line for Thomas Maroon. Spins off the check of Houston, lifts it over the cage and back in front. It'll roll to Bergeron. Stick to the line for Vukas. His shot stopped by Lepak, and he covers the rebound. Defensive zone draw upcoming for Youngstown. Drop the puck to the left of Lepak. Stopped 8 out of 9 here through the first 13 minutes and 57 seconds. Anderson to take the draw against Bergeron. Face-off won by Anderson. Grabbed by Houston. Around the cage and banked out to center. Redirected in to the attacking end. Amico behind the cage for it. Sends it far corner for Yonerheim. Drop back below the goal line for Belusco. Over to Amico. Couldn't clear. Anderson held the zone for a moment, but it did squirt out to center. Kicked out by Thomas Maroon. Able to use that big frame and drop it back to Amico. D-to-D over to Belusco. He'll gain the red line and bounce it just wide of the cage. Lepak kicked it to the end wall. Grabbed there by Muskegon. Centered for Burrs-Collins, and his shot off the pad of Lepak. Looked eerily similar to the goal for Burrs-Cans. 33 seconds in the game as Youngstown dumps it deep, and they'll head up for a line change. Jacks clear it to center. Grabbed by Zemlichka. Across. Shot. Sasaki off the post. Quick 3-on-2 developed, and Sasaki came flying down the near side and just missed tying this one up. Here it's Hudson. Sending it down the wall. Hamilton able to take it away and play it out to center. Phantoms couldn't skate into it. Berard ahead. Sasaki couldn't get going in time to beat out the icing whistle. And Clares got there just ahead of him. So face-off back in the defensive zone. Face-off will be to the right of Lepak. Hesh to take the draw against Christ. Hesh with the face-off win. Berard off the window, off the ankles of Larioza, poked out to center by Zemlichka. Grabbed by Clares ahead of Sasaki. D to Larioza, back to the Youngstown line for Novotny. Fed down low, sticked away by Murphy. Chris was crashing the near post. Phantoms play it back out to center. Clares grabs it in his own end. D to Larioza. Banked ahead to Novotny. Taken away by Murphy, played back out to the neutral zone. Taken away by Simpson. Simpson in, left circle, shot, saved by Axelson. Simpson lost his footing, went hard into the corner boards, right back up as there is a loose stick on the ice. Phantoms take it away, out to the left point for Wilson. One-timer from Murphy from the right point, saved by Axelson. Rebound bounced out to the red line by Muskegon. Murphy quickly D to Wilson, snap back ahead, trying to feed Rusinski. Puck pinballed over to Simpson. Now it's Booz trying to work his way through. Got a shot away. Hooking call upcoming on Muskegon. And the whistle blows. Phantoms will get the game's first power play. Great hustle by Lenny Booz to draw that hooking call. Phantom power play on the season, 27.7%, second in the USHL. Penalty kill for Muskegon, 79%, eighth in the league. As Niles Benson to the box for the hook. Time of the penalty, 16:21. Phantoms were 2 for 5 on the power play last night on the season against Muskegon. 7 for 23, that is 30.4%. Face off to the left of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. Rusinski wins the draw. Hextall up to the point to Wilson. Jack walks the blue line, feeds it to Hextall. Center point, Wilson to Simpson, top of the left circle to Wilson. Hextall, right point. Jack over toward the wall, fakes the pass down low, feeds Wilson at the point. Over to Simpson. Quickly back across, was trying to feed it across the top of the box to Hextall, but it was stolen by Stewart and cleared. Lepak sets up the rolling puck for Wilson. 25 seconds already gone on the power play. To Hextall. To Jardine and sent to the right corner. Amico got there first, but gave it right to the stick of Jardine. Up to the point for Wilson. Jack to the right circle for Hextall. Side of the cage for Jardine. Carries to the corner. Works it to Rusinski, up to Simpson. Cooper walks the blue line. Behind him to Wilson. Top of the right circle, center point, Simpson. Left circle, Hextall. Bumper for Zemlichka. Stripped to the puck and cleared. And a little cross-check from behind. I believe from Burst Collins for good measure. Second power play unit cycling out for Youngstown. 45 seconds left on the advantage. Murphy to McKinnon. To the red line and into the zone. Fed Sasaki, shot, trying to feed the man crashing in front. That was Booz, it wouldn't go. Zemlichka far wall to Sasaki, dropped it off for McKinnon. Into the corner for Zemlichka. Back up the wall, now to the point for Murphy. Turns, fires, blocker saved by Axelson. Sasaki couldn't get to that puck, diving effort. Lead by Thomas Maroon to clear it out to center. 15 seconds left in the power play as McKinnon sends it behind the cage. Belusco got there first, over to Vukas, off the window, kept at the point by Murphy. To Zemlichka, across the top of the circles, turns and fires, hits something in front, bouncing around. Where is it? Whistle blows. I think the puck might have settled in somebody's equipment and then quickly fell down to the ice right at the edge of the blue paint. 4 seconds left in the hooking call to Niles Benson. Looks like this power play will go by the wayside for Youngstown. 103 seconds left in the first period. Youngstown now leads in shots 12-10. Anderson to take the draw against Bergeron, who won it, but was kept at the line by Houston. Across over to Tepley, turns, fires, redirected high. Rebound to Orlowski, and the Jacks are back to full strength. Left circle. Tepley center point over to Orlowski, whipped it into the slot, hit bodies and bounced over to Houston. Side of the cage for Anderson. Left it for Svitov. Spins away from Christ, his opposite number. Up the wall, still battling. Physical battle there with Christ up to the point kept by Houston. Back down the wall to Svitov. Left it in the corner for Orlowski. Right point for Houston. Cal walks the blue line looking for a shooting lane. Couldn't find one. Fedorlowski over to Houston. One-timer glove save by Axelson, who holds with 59.4 left in this first period. Full sail line change for both sides. Phantoms will bring out Jardine, Hextall, and McKinnon. Murphy and Wilson on the back end. Looks like Novotny, Bergeron, and Noringer for the Jacks. Hextall kicked out of the circle. Jardine will step in to take the draw. And Jardine with the face-off win. McKinnon feeds the point for Wilson. Back down the wall to Jardine. Back to the point to Wilson. He'll turn and fire. Hit bodies in front. Reed backhander toward the cage. McKinnon couldn't get anything on it. And Axelson quickly there to the far post to pounce on it. Oh, McKinnon had a mostly open net. Was tangled up in front. Face-off won by Bergeron. Vukas to Sanderson at center. Touch behind him to Stewart. Danced around Murphy. Stewart, shot, blocker, save, Leapak. And puck, I think, into the meshing. So face-off to the left of Leapak with 36.4 left in this first period. 1-0 Muskegon. Jacks control the draw. Vukas fed it in front, trying to tip it home was Larioza, crashing the back door, but his stick was tangled and the puck went harmlessly through the blue paint. Wilson ahead to the Muskegon line for Hextall. Back to Jardine. Back toward Hextall, but couldn't redirect it on the cage. Puck went to the right corner. Jacks will clear to the line and out to center. Stewart, area pass ahead looking for Novotny, but taken away by Wilson. Carried around the cage to the near side. Wilson back out to center. Ahead to the line. Off of a man. It came to Jardine, but offside are the Youngstown Phantoms with 4.1 left in the first period. Face off far side in front of the penalty bench of the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Rusinski to take the draw against Burrs Collins. False start, they'll do it again. They had to put 7/10 back on the clock. I'm going to leave it at 4.0. All right, Kyle McCauley says we're ready for play. Rusinski won it back to Houston. Sent up the middle. Tapley shot, missed the cage. Rebound! Unable to fire it on the net. Before the buzzer, Cooper Simpson. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Muskegon Lumberjacks lead the Youngstown Phantoms 1-0. Shots on goal in the first period, 15-10 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. And when we come back, we will have the first intermission report here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net.
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes played, the Muskegon Lumberjacks lead the Youngstown Phantoms 1-0. Shots on goal in the first period, 15-10 in favor of Youngstown. Jacks scored 33 seconds into the first period on their second shot of the game. Rudy Burskons, his 8th of the season. Jake Stewart and Chuck Blanchard with the assists. Phantoms did get a power play, 16-21. Niles Benson called for hooking, but Jacks able to keep Youngstown off the board. So Youngstown 0 for 1 on the power play. Carl Axelson has stopped 15 out of 15. Owen Lepak has stopped 9 out of 10. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
You got so much to do. It's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day. 'Cause it's fun all over the state. So come on. Great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs and everybody loves our fresh baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day, put a little play in your day.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring look like that. Yeah, it's selfish. I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash. Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back to the Cavelli Center during the first intermission report. Phantoms trail the Lumberjacks 1-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard starting in the USHL. This is the only game currently underway. Handful of 7:05 puck drops and then a 7:35, excuse me, a 7:35 and an 8:05 puck drop. Dubuque will be taking on the U17s. In Plymouth, Madison will be in Fargo to battle the Force. Lincoln and Green Bay wrap up their weekend after Green Bay shut out Lincoln last night. Omaha will travel to Sioux City. Des Moines travels to Sioux Falls. Cedar Rapids will take on Waterloo, and Tri-City will take on Chicago. Over to the Olympic scoreboard. Team USA downs Denmark 6-3. Sweden 5-3 winners over Slovakia. Latvia upsets Germany 4-3, and Finland all over the host nation of Italy 11-0. Finland with 62 shots on goal in that one. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Long Island 5-3 winners over Stonehill. Canisius downs Holy Cross 5-3. Sacred Heart and Bentley tied at 1 first intermission. Brown beats Dartmouth 4-3. Michigan leads Penn State 3-1. Third period about 4 minutes old. Minnesota leads Notre Dame 1-0 first intermission. Northeastern leads Providence 1-0. 4 minutes left in the second. New Hampshire and Boston University tied at 1, second period just underway. UMass Lowell leads Vermont 2-1 first intermission. Arizona State and Western Michigan tied at 2 at the end of the first. Ferris State leads Northern Michigan 1-0 at the end of the first. Michigan Tech and Lake Superior State tied at 1 at the end of the first. And that'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard in our first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between the Phantoms and Lumberjacks here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional.
USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second period. Phantoms trail the Lumberjacks 1-0. A goal 33 seconds into the first period by Rudy Burzkons. Phantoms outshot Muskegon 15-10 in that first period. I think Kaz Sasaki hit a post as well in a 3-on-2. That probably the Phantoms' best scoring chance, but haven't got anything past Carl Axelson yet. Middle 20 is underway. Roll for initiative. Jacks win the draw. Belusco ahead. Couldn't find anybody in the neutral zone, and icing will be called on the Lumberjacks 7 seconds into this second period, which is presented by number 1 Cochran. Faceoff will be to the left of Axelson. Hextall to take the draw against Burzkons once again. Burzkons with a clean faceoff win. Belusco off the skates of the linesman, came back into the corner, sent up the middle off of Burzkons, bounces into the slot. Amico able to send it over to the far wall. Wilson got there first, pumped it behind the cage for McKinnon. Skate to stick, tried to feed the right point for Murphy, but stolen by Jake Stewart and played down into the offensive zone. Stewart first to it along the end wall, over to the right corner for Blanchard. Feeds the right point for Amico. D to D over to Clares, fresh on the ice. lost the puck, and it's picked up by Hextall. Jack out to center, found Jardine. Jards walks the red line and fires it deep. Axelson plays it to Clares over left corner for Amico. Back across to Clares, middle of the ice, ahead for Jake Stewart. He'll redirect it into the Youngstown end. Houston stripped of the puck as he tried to carry around the cage. Came out to the right point for a shot by Clares that missed the net. Rebound to Chris, to Larioza. His shot patted out by Lepak. Rebound to the left point. Chris fanned on a dump in, and it's played out to center for Booz. Ahead to Rusinski. Skate, stick, shot, missed the cage. Simpson throws it to open ice near side. Larioza battles Rusinski, wins that battle, got it to Novotny, and off the stick of Simpson, and squirts down into the Youngstown end. Back for it is Tepley. Tried to play it up the far wall, kicked back into the zone by Benson. Right back to Tepley, now D-to-D. Near side for Houston, back to Tepley, ahead to the red line for Rusinski. Spins off a check and backs his way into the zone, lost the puck to Clares. Fired off the back of Stewart, bounced to Benson, and then played near side for Sanderson to carry into the zone. Around to the right corner, taken to the boards by Youngstown. And then the two combatants both down on the ice. They both lost their footing. Puck pinballing around, finally grabbed by Houston. He'll carry around the cage to the near side this time, poked it up the wall. Noringer held the zone. Played it into the middle, looking for Chris, stripped of the puck by Sasaki, and out to center for Simpson. Got it into the zone and heads off for a line change as Selski plays it back out to the neutral zone. Puck taken away by Hesh. Over to Houston, ahead to Sasaki. Couldn't find Hesh cutting through, who picks it up in the left corner. Drops it behind him for Zemlichka. Zemlichka around the wall, kept at the right point by Berard. Brody back into the corner for Zemlichka. Carries to the top of the circle, now cross point for Hamilton. Jack, a shot to the belly of Axelson, who holds. .17 left in the second. Faceoff will be to the right of Axelson. It'll be Hesh to take the draw against Bergeron. Hesh wins the faceoff. Sasaki across the top of the circles to Berard. Skate to stick and stripped of the puck by Jonerheim. Gets past the check of Berard, but Brody from his stomach strips him of the puck. Great play by Berard. Gets it into the attacking end for Hesh. Forced to the corner by Belusco, back to the point to Berard. Fires a shot, hit bodies in the slot, and nobody in a Youngstown sweater could find it. Amico skates it out to the red line. Sends it into the zone. Lumberjacks very much offside on this one. Whistle blows with 16:52 left in the second. And again, 1-0 Muskegon. One shot each side here so far in the opening 3:08. Shots on goal for the game, 16-11 in favor of Youngstown. Anderson wins the draw against Burrs-Collins. Murphy D-to-D to Wilson. Ahead for the line, looking for Svitov, who just missed on a big hit, had Clares lined up. Larioza to the line, kept by Anderson. Pitchforked free to Svitov, to Murphy. Between the circles, shot, glove save by Axelson. The seas parted there for Carter Murphy, and suddenly he was right between the circles. With nobody between him and the goalie. Rister was right on the cage, but also right to the glove. That left-hand trapper of Axelson. Face-off to the left of Axelson. Face-off won by Anderson over to the wall. Orlowski back to the point to Murphy. Carries down the near wall to the hash marks. Murphy now in the corner. Carter, one hand on his stick, spins. Tried to center, broken up by Jake Stewart. Was looking for Svitov in front. Stewart over to Clares. Spun away from Svitov, then fed it out to center for Stewart. Into the zone for Blanchard. Fed across. Burrs-Collins shot, missed the cage, well wide. And the rebound off the corner boards and out to center. Back in his own end, it's Vukas. Over to Clares along the far wall. Back to Vukas in front of the cage and out to the neutral zone for Novotny. Into the zone, left side, centering feed broken up by Youngstown, played out to center. Svitov pokes it past Hudson, Couldn't get into the zone, however, Hextall offside. Phantoms in the middle of a line change there. Svitov doing everything he could to try to keep the play alive, but little hesitation there on the zone entry, and Hextall couldn't get back to the blue line. Neutral zone draw right in front of the Phantoms bench. Chris to take the draw against Hextall. Hextall with the face-off win, played into the zone by Jardine, but they're going to say Hextall did not win the draw legally, and they're going to kick him out of the circle. So Chris against Jardine in the circle now. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. Jardine with the face-off win, but split the defenseman. So Houston back below his own goal line for it. Pulls up behind the cage to set up the breakout. Feeds Jardine out to center for Hextall. Lost the puck to Novotny. Turned it right back over to Hextall. Jack takes a couple of slashes, brings it into the zone. Played it to the left corner away from Hudson. Trying to send it back up the half wall, taken away by Benson, who feeds Christ out to center. Red line and blue into the zone over to Novotny. Centering feed looking for Benson, cutting through, would not click. It's a grab by Jardine to Hextall out to center for Houston. Cal into the zone down the left side. Start-stop move to get around Vukas. Centering feed, but it's behind Hextall and out to center. Hamilton pumps it back in, but the Phantoms are offside. 14:50 left in the second. Muskegon leads 1-0. From the red line, it's Benson. Behind him to Drew Stewart. Makes a move. Stewart trying to cut in on net. Bowls into the goal. And Lee Pack and the post are off the meshing. That will draw a crowd. Lee Pack bouncing up. I think we're going to stay right here. No official timeout. I'm going to say Phantoms are the ones who forced the net off its peg, so no media timeout. Faceoff will be to the left of Owen Lee Pack once our linesmen get the post reset, which looks like we're ready to go. Lumberjacks, little huddle. So our linesman says, hey, let's go. Stewart to take the draw against Rusinski. And actually, they're just going to kick Stewart out as the Jacks taking way too long to get going here. Sanderson to take the draw against Rusinski. And Rusinski wins it over to the wall, but Simpson missed the puck. Played down into the corner, taken away by Rusinski. Carries around the net. Got tripped up. Phantoms going back to the power play. Simpson through center as Lepak heads to the bench for the extra attacker, but Youngstown offside on the zone entry, and we will be on the power play on the other side of the media timeout. 14:29 left in the second. Muskegon leads 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Carter Sanderson to the box for tripping. Time of the penalty, 5:31. Youngstown to their second power play of the game, 0 for 1 tonight. Faceoff will be in the offensive zone. To the left of Axelson, Jardine, Rusinski, Hextall, Wilson, and Simpson out for Youngstown. Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. Rusinski with the faceoff win. Jardine bumps it to the point for Wilson. Walks the blue line. Lost the puck, and it bounced over the blue line out to center. Simpson will grab it and drop it back for Wilson. That power play started eerily similar to the one that ended up in the shorthanded goal for Drew Stewart last night. Here it's Rusinski, cross ice, far side for Simpson, slipped it over to Hextall, drifted it to Simpson, across, Jardine, shot, Asselin save, rebound, scores! Let the Teddy Bears fly for the captain! Ryan Rusinski, his 22nd goal of the season, puts Youngstown ahead, ties the game for Youngstown at 1. Time of the goal, 5:58. We're going to step aside while the fur flies. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com. I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. Ryan Rusinski making the Teddy Bears fly here in Youngstown with a power play goal. For Rue, he has now tied the Phantom record for power play goals in a season with 15 and shares that mark with Shane LaChance and Brett Murray. Of course, this is the Phantoms' 46th game of the season. So still 16 games left for Ryan to try to break that record. Evan Jardine and Cooper Simpson with the assist, now 97 points in the USHL career for Evan Jardine. Phantoms control the faceoff from the neutral zone. Houston rips it to the left wing corner, bounces up the wall to Heshen, now Zemlichka. Up toward the point, Tepley vacates to center, and he will pick up that puck at the red line. Drops back into his own end, back to the red line as Hesh knocked down by Clares. No icing on the play. And it squirts behind the cage. Larioza up the far side, clears up the wall to Thomas Maroon, and now Bergeron through center. Bergeron could not touch it in the neutral zone, so Muskegon called for icing. 13:29 left in the second. We're now tied at 1. Cooper Simpson, his 34th assist of the season. Phantom team record for a year is 48. That's held by Josh Melnick from the 14-15 season. Hesh wins the draw. Sasaki, right point, Houston. Back to Sasaki between the circles. Top of the left circle, Tepley bounced on him. Regathered, send it to the line for Sasaki. Right point for Houston. Cal spins away from Yonerheim, walks the blue line on his backhand, sends it over to Tepley. Tepley, right circle. Tepley cut in front, but then lost the puck just as he was getting ready to tuck it around Axelson, who frankly could not see him. Puck chipped behind the cage by Yonerheim. Tepley pokes it to the right corner for Houston. Up the wall to Hesh, but off the stick of Zemlichka. Grabbed by Christ. His shot off the blocker of Lepak. Over to the right wall, Christ to the right point. Shot by Selski is wide. Novotny up the wall to Vukas. Back into the corner. Left side for Novotny. Backhands his way up to the point. Feeds it to Vukas. His shot wide of the cage. Rebound to Christ. Fed it through the box looking for Novotny. Came to the right circle. Houston got a stick at it. Sent it over the glass. Out of play. Faceoff will stay in the defensive zone for Youngstown and drop it to the right of Lepak. Phantoms when scoring a power play goal this season, as they just did, 23-6, 3-1. Muskegon, when allowing a power play goal, 13-7-0-1. Of course, numbers for Muskegon when they don't allow a power play goal, similar, 15-8-0-0. Faceoff won less than legally by Christ, and he'll be kicked out of the circle. We'll drop the puck again. Novotny now to take the draw against Booz, and Booz won that faceoff, but Berard had it taken away in the corner. Novotny up the wall, tangled up with Berard. Tripping call, I think, upcoming on Booz as he was skating, trying to get to that puck. Novotny went down, or are they going to get the man who was tangled up with Novotny for a hold? That actually does look to be the case. Could have gone either way, really. And it will be Brody Berard for the hold. Muskegon to their first power play of the game. 1 for 2 last night on the season, 22.7%, which is 7th in the league. Penalty kill for Youngstown, 85.5%, is 2nd. Power play for Muskegon against Youngstown this year, 4 for 21, which is 19%. Face off to the left of Lepak. Face off number 1 by Rusinski. Wilson sends it off the window and down the ice. Axelson sets it up for Amico. To the red line. Carried into the blue, chipped it behind the cage. First one there, however, to it is Wilson. Too much steam on it for him, however, to just turn and fire. And it's taken away by the Jacks. Up to the left point for Noringer into the box, and it's clubbed down the ice by Rusinski. Ruth thought about heading to the bench for the line change. Now he will. And on comes Hesh. Amico. Out to center. Chips it deep. Comes to Hesh in the right corner. Chipped it over to Houston. Bouncing puck came to the edge of the blue paint, and Lepak will throw the trapper on top of it. Small crowd gathers near the edge of the crease. Linesman in to quickly separate everybody. 1:11 left in the holding call to Brody Berard. .36 left in the second. We're tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game, 18-13 in favor of Youngstown. That is 3-3 here in the period. Phantoms win the draw again. Wilson gets the clear. Axelson sets it up behind the cage, sends it near side for Christ. Bumps it back down low for Clares, comes around the cage to the far side. Top of left circle, now sends it back near side for Burscons. Fired around the dasher, came to Blanchard at the top of the right circle. Rusinski there trying to work that puck free. Phantoms do work it free up to the point, kept by Clares. Across left circle, Christ, shot was blocked. Back to Christ. To the line for Clares. Walks the blue line, over to Christ. Christ, try to feed it down low, sticked away by Murphy. Backhanded clear, down the ice it goes. Axelson sets it up for Clares, and now near wall for Christ. Puck bobbled on him as he came to the zone, and offside are the Muskegon Lumberjacks. 14 seconds left in the holding call to Brody Berard. 10:39 left in the second. Bergeron to take the neutral zone draw against Hesch. Hesch won the draw and killing time within in his own end, Jack Wilson. Wilson floats backwards, fires it down the ice. 5 seconds left in the power play. Axelson fanned on the dump around, but Hesch had spun the wrong way. As out of the box comes Berard. Into the zone comes Thomas Maroon. Left circle, forced wide by Houston. Played it down in the corner. Jake Stewart there. Sticked away by Houston. Back to Stewart. Played over right side. Bergeron. Spins in the corner away from Wilson, who lost his footing and took Bergeron down. Puck back up to the half wall. Squirted back down low for Houston. Thomas Maroon shoves off a check. Carries it back up to the half. Played down into the corner. Bodies flying everywhere there along the far wall. 9:50 left in the second. We're tied at 1. As Hesch knocks that bouncing puck out to center. Grabbed by Svitov in front of the benches. He'll play it deep. Phantoms completing their line change as Axelson sets it up for Larioza. Head to the line for Bergeron. Pop fly on the cage, and Lepak calls for a fair catch, and we'll have our media timeout. 9:33 left in the second. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 9:33 left in the second. We're tied at 1. Second period goal belonging to Ryan Rusinski on the power play. Broke a pretty long goalless streak for Rue. I think at least 5 games. I'll have to look into that at intermission. Face off to the left of Lepak in the defensive zone for Youngstown. Phantoms win the draw. Thompson around the cage. Up off of Booze, cleared the line, kept by Christ. Christ with a shot blocker saved by Lepak. Played into the corner. Hamilton takes Christ to the wall. Booze plays it out of the scrum. Ahead to Rusinski. Over to Simpson. Cooper gains the red line and the blue. Cycles it down below the cage. Belusco, the first one there. Run into by Rusinski, but able to work the puck to Novotny. Across the ice to Amico. Into the zone down the right side. Couldn't dance around the defense of Jack Hamilton. Youngstown plays it to the line. Thought the Jacks touched it with a high stick, but play continues here. Phantoms force it out to center. That is Hamilton bullying his way into the offensive end, but taken away by Amico for a moment. Grabbed by Simpson and fired down behind the cage, but didn't have enough steam to get it around over to the near wall as Simpson finally let off the ice by Christ as those two battled. Benson dances around Murphy, couldn't gain the red line, and this will be icing on Muskegon Lumberjacks with 8:32 left in this second period. Again, Phantoms and Jacks here again tomorrow afternoon. 4:05 puck drop. Pre-game show starts at 3:45 on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Or if you're in the Mahoning Valley, we'd love to see you down here. Great seats available. Call 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. Anderson wins the faceoff. Svitov to Orlowski, to Murphy, left circle. Shot blocked by Benson into the meshing. Muskegon will get the line change that they were in the middle of. With an assist on the power play goal earlier, Jardine now extended his scoring streak to a modest 3 games. Goal and 3 assists during that 3-game streak for Jardine. Burrs Collins to take the draw against Anderson. Draw one into the slot. Svitov, a backhander wide of the cage as he was tangled up with Clares. Rebound into the corner. Anderson wrapped up and taken to the boards by Vukas, but Svitov pulled it free of the scrum. Alexander to Orlowski. Sticked away from him by Clares. Up the wall to Blanchard. Tepley able to keep it in the zone for a moment before Clares got it out to center. Almost a 2-on-1. Tepley able to hustle back and break off the rush. Tepley took his man to the boards along the far side. Puck came free of the scrum. Is picked up by Houston. Cal spins away from the check of Blanchard and lifts it out to center. Svitov gains the red line, chips it into the left wing corner. Orlowski stables it to the kick plate with 7:35 left. Jesse worked it free for a moment before Vukas sent it up the wall. Tepley pinching on the play, got it away from Blanchard. Played back down low to Svitov. Svi trying to spin, but taken hard to the boards by Burrs Collins. And Vukas will work it around to Jake Stewart. Gains the red line, and again, pop fly just wide of the cage. Lead pack will glove it down and set it up for Wilson. Played out to the line for McKinnon. Couldn't touch it behind him to Hextall. It'll be Sanderson looking to play it over to Noringer. Grabbed by Stewart. Over to Noringer, but Wilson got a piece of it and then played it into the corner. Great defense there by Jack with 7 minutes left in this second period. Played up to the line by the Jacks. Larioza, a shot, missed the cage. Rebound to Selski, but he fanned on the wraparound attempt and it squirted down into the Jacks' end. Larioza up to Selski, slipped it out to the red line, poked ahead by Stewart. Knocked away from him. Hextall had it taken away by Noringer. Battle in the officials' crease. It squirts down into the Youngstown zone. Larioza plays it past McKinnon and back out to the safety of center. Selski pried it free of the scrum, sent it near side for Sanderson. Into the zone, wrapped up by Murphy. Sanderson turned his back, got it into the circle. Jacks up the near wall. Wilson took his man down as the Phantoms played out to center. Grabbed by Yonerheim, dropped back for Amico, over to Bergeron. Slipped it to the end wall. Thomas Maroon there, over to Yonerheim, right corner. Right point for Amico. He'll turn and fire. They score! Carter Amico, his first goal of the season, beats a screened Owen Leapak, and Muskegon's back in front. It's 2-1. Time of the goal, 13:57. Nothing special about that shot from Amico, but Leapak did not see it. As Ty Bergeron right there creating the screen. And really left all alone in front of the blue paint. Nobody boxing him out to free up the eyes of Owen Leapak. And the Jacks back in front. Hesh won the draw. Zemlichka poked it down into the offensive end. Vukas got there first around the cage, taken away by Hesh. Past Sasaki, it'll bounce behind the net. Grabbed by Belusco. Around the cage to the near side, fanned on it. Came in front to Hesh with a shot off the arm of Axelson. Zemlichka to the line for Hamilton. Bouncing puck, stolen away, Thomas Maroon. Back ahead for Bergeron. Checked by Berard, it rolled in on Leapak, and he will make the stop and cover. .5:34 left in the second. Jacks just back in front at 2-1. Shots on goal for the game, 19-16 in favor of Youngstown. 6-4 in the period in favor of the Jacks. Rusinski to take the draw against Chris to the right of Leapak. Chris wins the draw. Novotny, left corner. Fed it in front. Benson couldn't tip it home. Puck into the right corner. Jacks battling. Centering feed looking for Chris. It wouldn't go. Kept at the line by Clares. Clares spun away from Simpson. Left circle, now left corner. Clares still with it. In front for a shot and a save by Leapak. Rebound cleared by Youngstown. And the Phantoms will be called for icing. .509 left in the second. Muskegon just back in front on the first goal of the season for Carter Amico. Rusinski to take the draw against Chris. Chris with the face-off win. Novotny, left corner. Fed it in front, but right to the stick of Cooper Simpson. Cooper carries ahead. Gains the red line and the blue into the offensive end, but taken to the wall by Christ. Couldn't get the puck to Booz in the corner. Came to Larioza. Feeds it up the near wall, and Novotny sends it cross ice to Clares. Clares red line in blue. Cutting wide, drops it behind him to Benson. Benson spins at the right hash marks. Danced around Simpson, got the shot away and missed the cage as Leapak was down low early. Then off the end wall, came right back to Benson, and he puts it into the open cage as Leapak didn't know where the rebound was. And Benson was the only one who saw it. He put it right behind Leapak. And Muskegon now has a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1, time of the goal, 15:25. For Benson, his 16th goal of the season. Third goal of the season against the Phantoms. And it was like nobody knew where the puck was after it hit the end wall. But Benson kept his eyes on it, followed his shot. As Youngstown won the draw, tried to feed it to Sasaki at center, but he lost his footing, and Jack's able to get it back into the offensive end. Selski plays it to the left wing corner. Bouncing puck corralled by Wilson. Behind him to Hesh. Wilson fought his way through a couple of checks. The puck's tied up in the right wing corner. Phantoms work it free over to the left side. Murphy pokes it up the wall. Sasaki battles off of Zemlichka, came back to Sasaki, and Kaz will carry ahead. Gains the red line and dumps it deep. Selski lined up by Zemlichka, but didn't go for the big hit. Selski able to send it over to the left side for Belusco. Blanchard will redirect out to center. Picked up by Hamilton and dumped back in. Phantoms are still offside here on the forecheck. Svitov will head back to the blue line. Selski out to center for Burzcombs. Into the zone, carried around the cage, went for the wraparound and did not click. Phantoms play the rebound out to center, to the skates of Amico, over to Hudson. Into the zone, Leapak. To Hamilton, over the stick of Berard, it came to Noringer left wall. Back down low and around the wall to the right side, the Jacks have it. Sanderson had it roll off his stick and to the low slot where it's picked up by Berard. Fired around the kick plate and out to center off the stick of Orlotsky. Bounced to Hudson, who sticked it over to Amico. Orlowski took Amico down in front of the benches as play continues. Phantoms sauce it out to center quickly. Here comes Svitov. Svitov a shot. Axelson save. Rebound was available. McKinnon couldn't get there in time. Jacks out to center. Jonerheim into the zone past Anderson. Around the cage to the right corner. Knocked off the puck. Put it to the side of the cage. Tepley will send it off the window. And to Svitov. Lost it at center. Came back to Tepley. As the Jacks trying to get a line change going. Tepley carries into the offensive end, poked off of his twig, but it will roll over to McKinnon. Couldn't keep the zone, however, and it's Thomas Maroon at center. Off of Vukas, it bounced over to Larioza. He'll fire it down the ice, and Bergeron will beat out the icing whistle. Taken to the boards by Tepley with 2:05 left in the period, 3-1 Muskegon. Phantoms up the wall. Jardine couldn't clear. Bergeron cross left circle. Larioza, a shot crashing in on the play. Lead pack with a big blocker save. Back to Larioza. Play below the goal line. Jack still with it. Out to the left point. Larioza, a shot off the end wall. It came to the right corner. Houston backhands it out to center, but couldn't find a streaking Jardine. Played back in by Vukas. Came in front. Phantoms to Benson. Waits for help, centering feed off a lead pack and then played to the wall by Houston. Jacks kept the zone, stripped of the puck by Jardine. Jardine coming ahead 1-on-2, but poked away from him nicely by Clares. Jardine put it deep. Hextall took the body of his man. Sasaki put it back into the corner. From Hextall came back to Sasaki. Spins off a couple of checks. Feeds Hextall. Jack, shot, shoulder save, and a rebound over to the far wall. Benson lifts it out to center. Chris skates into it, gains the offensive end. His shot was blocked. Loose change picked up by Benson, played back to the line, taken by Sasaki and sent out to center. Less than a minute remaining in the period, 3-1 Muskegon. Clares to Belusco, out to the red line for Benson and into the zone. Jake Stewart, toe drag, shot was blocked by Murphy. Rebound into the corner for Benson. Tried to center, looking for Stewart, stolen by Hesh. Played out to left point, Larioza couldn't keep the zone. He's trucked heavy by Sasaki. Puck played back in by Muskegon. Around the cage came Murphy with 25. Back to Wilson and up the wall and down into the Muskegon end. Larioza stops it short of the icing line with 15. Larioza start-stop move to get away from Zemlichka. Out to center for Blanchard. Worked it into the zone, grabbed by Wilson. Lifted out to center for Booze. Booze into the zone with 6. To Zemlichka, over to the wall for Booze. 2 seconds. 1. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Muskegon Lumberjacks lead the Youngstown Phantoms 3-1. Shots on goal for the game, 22-18 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 7 shots in the second period. Muskegon with 8. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day, put a little play in your day.
Think back to the beginning. That first game, that first jersey, That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms trail the Muskegon Lumberjacks 3-1. Shots on goal for the game, 22-18 in favor of Youngstown. Jacks outshoot the Phantoms 8-7 in the second period. Muskegon came into that middle frame with a 1-0 lead. Game was tied by Ryan Rusinski at the 5:58 mark. For Rusinski, 22nd goal of the season. Evan Jardine and Cooper Simpson with the assist for Rusinski. Also his 15th power play goal of the year, tying the Phantoms team record with Shane LaChance and Brett Murray for most power play goals in a season. At 13:57, Carter Amico put the Jacks back in front with his first of the campaign. Louis Yonerheim and Anthony Thomas Maroon with the assists. And then at 15:25, Niles Benson followed his own shot and put home the rebound for his 16th goal of the season. Danny Clares and Melvin Novotny with the helpers. Benson's initial shot up over the crossbar got the end glass, but so much steam on it that it came off the end wall and right back in front to the weak side. And Benson, the only one who knew where the puck was, and he put it into an open net as Lepak was still out at the edge of the blue paint reacting to the initial shot. That is how the Jacks took their 3-1 lead. Phantom power play 1 for 2. Muskegon power play 0 for 1. Carl Axelson has stopped 21 out of 22. Owen Lepak has stopped 15 out of 18. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the second intermission report. Phantoms trail Muskegon 3-1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Starting here in the USHL, first intermission in Plymouth. The U17s lead Dubuque 2-1. Fargo leads Madison 1-0. First intermission in Green Bay, and the Gamblers lead the Stars 1-0. Sioux City with a 1-0 lead over Omaha at the first intermission. Sioux Falls leads Des Moines 3-1 with 5 minutes left in the first. Halfway through the first at Young Arena, the Rough Riders and Blackhawks are scoreless, and Tri-City and Chicago will be getting underway in about 15 minutes. Over to the college hockey scoreboard, Alaska Anchorage and Lindenwood tied at 1 at the end of the first. Mercyhurst and Air Force tied at 1 at the end of the first. Bentley now leads Sacred Heart 4-1. Second intermission, Robert Morris with a 1-0 lead over Niagara. First intermission. Quinnipiac and Princeton tied at 1. First intermission. RPI leads Colgate 1-0. Second period just underway. Union leads Cornell 1-0 first intermission. Harvard and Yale tied at 2 at the first intermission. Michigan downs Penn State 6-3 in Ann Arbor. Minnesota leads Notre Dame at 2-1. Third period just underway. Wisconsin and Ohio State scoreless halfway through the first. Northeastern and Providence tied at 1. 4 minutes left in regulation. Boston University leads New Hampshire 4-1. 2 minutes into the third. UMass Lowell with a 3-1 lead over Vermont. Second intermission. UConn and Maine tied at 1 first intermission. Merrimack and Boston College tied at 1 first intermission. Colorado College and St. Cloud State tied at 1 first intermission. Western Michigan now leads Arizona State 5-2 second intermission. North Dakota leads Miami 1-0 first intermission in Grand Forks. Ferris State leads Northern Michigan 3-0 second intermission. Lake Superior up 4-2 over Michigan Tech 5 minutes into the third. Bemidji State and Minnesota State scoreless at the first intermission, and Augustana leads Bowling Green 1-0 at the first intermission. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Lumberjacks and Phantoms here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the lane looking like that. Yeah, it's selfish. I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash.
Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net, score!
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the third period. Muskegon with the 3-1 lead. Pair of even strength goals for the Jacks in that second period, Amico and Benson. Rusinski with the power play goal for Youngstown tied the game at 1, and then back-to-back goals for the Jacks about a minute and a half apart. 20 minutes to go. Youngstown needs to find a pair. Roll for initiative. Third period is underway as the Phantoms control the draw. Rusinski plays it over to the far wall and works it deep. Axelson stops it behind the cage, leaves it for Amico. Comes back to the far side, up the wall to Stewart, and he will ice the puck. Nope, doesn't ice the puck. Wilson got there before the icing line. Sent it up the wall, and Zemlichka touches it behind him to Rusinski. Broken stick in the middle of the ice as the Jacks come away with it. Murphy's the one without a twig as it's a full slapper for Blanchard, and it's kicked out by Lepak. Played in front, Murphy kicks it over to Rusinski, then blazes the trail over the bench to get a new twig. McKinnon played it to the Muskegon line, but stick back ahead by Novotny. Chris into the zone, bounces into the slot, but right to the stick of Cal Houston. Cal spins away from Novotny, carries around the cage, works it to Rusinski. Snapped it out to the red line, redirected into the zone by McKinnon. Youngstown going to complete their line change 1 minute into this third period. Claire's Didi de Lariosa out to center for Benson. Across ice for Novotny. Played into the left wing corner. Battling against Houston. Cal comes away with the puck. Lifts it up the middle to Hextall. Across over to Booz and into the zone. Bounce through the low slot looking for Simpson. Wouldn't go. Benson sticks it over to the left corner. Played up the middle by Muskegon and out to center. Grabbed at the logo by Houston. Tried to work it ahead to Simpson, but Phantoms were still offside. They were waiting for either Hextall or Booz to touch up. Couldn't happen before the zone entry. 1:34 into this third period, which is presented by Mercy Health. Jacks control the neutral ice face-off. Sanderson out to center for Noringer. To Stewart and banked into the zone. Lepak stops it behind the cage. Stripped of the puck by Sanderson, but couldn't feed it in front. Bouncing around side of the cage. Stewart tried to center, knocked away by Youngstown, and Jardine will feed it out to center for Sasaki. Kaz past the check of Vukas. Couldn't feed it in front, forced to the corner, and puck over the glass out of play. 17:56 left in the third. Ryan Ward doing a little line jumbling right now. Right now it's Hesh between Sasaki and Jardine. Faceoff will be to the left of Axelson, who has stopped 21 out of 22. Muskegon controls the draw. Played up the middle, kept at the line by Sasaki. Cass cuts to the middle. Couldn't get a shot away and then lost the puck as he was trying to turn around and dust it off. Sanderson ahead for Muskegon. Turns his back to Hamilton at the right half wall. Fed it far side for Noringer. Spins off of Berard, trying to carry up that far wall. Brody bumped him and got the puck to Hesh off the skates of Jardine. Back to Hesh, now back to Jardine into the official's crease. Jardine bumped heavy from behind by Sanderson, but works it deep. Both sides going to start a line change here as Axelson sets it up for Mikko. Played over the right corner, fired out to center off the skates of Jonerheim. It came to Murphy, dropped back to Wilson. Now back to Murphy, far side, back across near for Wilson. Couldn't take it cleanly. He'll battle with Thomas Maroon at the red line. Puck rolls to Jonerheim, who worked it deep and they got shoved down from behind for his trouble. Murphy to Wilson, fired ahead to the line for Orlowski. To Anderson, was trying to cut down the middle, but poked off of his stick and into the left wing corner. Svitov battling with Clares. Taken away by Larioza. Out to center for Jonerheim, stripped to the puck by Murphy, ahead for Anderson. Anderson looked like he took a slash as he came into the zone, was shaking his wrist and lost the puck. Muskegon played it out to center. Picked up at the red line by Svitov. Dumped it around Blanchard, who then ripped him down and looked like he might have taken a high stick on the play as well, but play continues. Clares dumps it in the left wing corner. Squirts behind the cage. Houston leaves it for Tepley. Backhanded up the far wall for McKinnon. Malachi looks over his shoulder and banks it ahead off the dasher for Zemlichka. Centering feed, rolled on the cage. Stick back to the corner by Axelson. Played around the wall by Muskegon. Blanchard pokes it up the wall and out to center. Skated into by Jake Stewart. Stripped of the puck by the combination of Houston and Rusinski, and now it's Cal with it. Cal walking the blue line, brings it into the zone, took a knee, and Youngstown heading back to the power play. And Ricard Zemlichka wants a word with a couple members of the Lumberjacks after that hit. Time of the penalty on Muskegon, 4:08. And it looks like heading to the box is Rudy Burscollins. Officials huddling. They could review this of their own accord for a major. Baker and McCauley still chatting things over. Ryan Rusinski, the Phantoms captain, standing 6 feet away. Respectful distance for Rue. And now McCauley talking to Rusinski. So it is a 2-minute tripping call is the indicator. I see Brandon Gotkin looking at the iPad. And it looks like we are going to stick with a 2-minute penalty. Youngstown 1 for 2 on the power play. Face off to the left of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw against not Drew Stewart, who gets kicked out of the circle. I think that's Sanderson stepping in. Rusinski wins the draw. Walking line is Simpson. Cooper with it. Left wall, below the goal line for Rusinski. Back to Simpson. Top of the left circle. Rolls on him a little bit, able to work it back over to Wilson. Back to the line for Simpson. Top of the right circle for Hextall. Played into the circle, grabbed by the Jacks, and sent down the ice. I know Ryan Ward was commenting after the game last night about the ice conditions. Really seemed like the fans were fighting it there at the start of this power play as Rusinski carries into the zone, spins in the right corner. Up to Wilson at the point. To Jardine, to Wilson. Left hash marks for Simpson, across to Jardine, now Wilson. Fakes the shot, Jardine to the bumper, Hextall, one-timer! Hey! Shoots and scores! Get that cat off my chair. It's Jack Hextall, his 15th goal of the season. Gets Youngstown back within a goal. It's 3-2. Time of the goal, 5 minutes of the third period. Pretty passing there for Youngstown when they finally got the look that they wanted. And Hextall from right between the hash marks made absolutely no mistake, burying that one past Axelson. Assists for Wilson and Jardine. 98 points in the USHL career of Evan Jardine. Anderson wins the faceoff back to Houston. D-to-D over to Tepley. Phantoms working into the zone. Played up the right corner by the Jacks, however, and back out to center. Yonerheim into the zone. Lead pack pokes it around the wall to Svitov. Played to the point, kept by Clares. D-to-D over to Larioza. Bottom of the circle for Yonerheim, broken up by Houston. He'll skate it ahead. Banked it ahead for Svitov. Alexander catches up to it in the right corner. Tried to make a pass to Houston, got put down on his knees for his trouble. Bounced back up, still has the puck. To the point, taken away by Yonerheim as it was just about to get to the stick of Houston. Yonerheim banks it to the right wing corner. Jack's changing behind the play. Yonerheim taken to the end wall by Houston as the puck came around to the left corner, grabbed there by Murphy. Cavelli crowd alive as Murphy carries into the zone. Sharp angle shot. Missed everything, kept alive by Orlowski. Cycled back down low for Simpson. Phantoms played up to the line. Murphy couldn't hold the zone on that bouncing puck. He'll drop it back to Wilson at the red line. Junior fires it in, bounced over the stick of Axelson into the left wing corner. Jacks over cleared to the line, kept by Wilson. His shot to the chest of Axelson, who holds. And we have a media timeout. 13:32 left in the third. Phantoms trail 3-2. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Watch this. Let's face it. What a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
How scared are you guys? How scared are you?
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 13:32 left in the third. Phantoms now trail 3-2. Power play goal about 90 seconds of game time ago for Jack Hextall. Jardine and Wilson with the assists. Again, a 2-point night for Jardine, now 98 points in his USHL career. Jacks win the defensive zone draw. Miko around the wall to Blanchard, out to the neutral zone. From the red line, Hamilton played it back to the Muskegon Blue, but the Jacks with the intercept, and they'll bring it in. Blanchard, left circle, got the shot away and missed the cage as he tangled up with Brody Berard. Burscombs, shouldered by Hextall. Hamilton up the wall to Simpson. Out to open ice for Berard. Brody crosses the red line, brings it into the zone. Puck bobbled on him, but he's able to play it around to Sasaki. Lets it roll through to Simpson, right half. Up to the line for Houston. Left side, Berard. Carried back to the line, protecting. Still in the zone, taken away by the Jacks. They'll carry ahead. Into the zone, Blanchard. He'll chip it behind the cage. Picked up there by Houston as Muskegon starts a line change. Houston's pass. Past Berard and out to center. Picked up at the red line by Sanderson. Brings it back into the zone, but offside ahead of the play was Drew Stewart. .12:33 left in the third. Shots on goal for the game, 24-19 in favor of Youngstown. Jacks win the neutral zone draw. Sanderson to Noringer. Over the wall for Vukas. His shot hits Stewart. Tried to feed it in front. Kicked out by Lepak. Loose change to Houston. Up the far wall. Booz redirects it out to the neutral zone. Picked up just in front of his line by Vukas. Played back into the Youngstown end, but right to Houston. Out to the neutral zone for Booz. Puck forced back into the Youngstown end, but the Jacks were offside. Jardine picks it up in the left wing corner after Muskegon touches up. Played to Tepley right corner. Up the middle to Booz. Lenny into the zone. Shot was blocked. Puck rolled in the right corner. Takes a bump from Larioza. Worked it behind the net looking for Hesh. Grabbed by Vukas, however, and sent up the near wall. Jacks gather it in. Clearing attempt. Hit a phantom skate. Ricocheted back to Muskegon. They'll play it to Larioza. And then Vukas out to the Youngstown end for Sanderson. He'll chip it deep with 11:40 left in the third. Houston from behind the cage. Slows it down. Waits for Youngstown to complete their line change. And now it's Rusinski. Behind him to Houston, across to Tepley off the heel of his stick. Came back to the Jacks, and they're on the attack once more. Chip to left wing corner, but icing the puck is Muskegon with 11:21 left in this third period. Faceoff will be to the left of Axelson, as right now Rusinski is centering Zemlichka and McKinnon. As Ryan Ward pushing buttons down there, looking for something that's going to work. Youngstown struggled 5-5 through these first two games of this series against Muskegon as the Jacks control the draw. Christ into the zone, but lost the puck to Wilson. Banked ahead for McKinnon. Malachi, right hash marks to Zemlichka. Zemlichka around a man, toe drag shot. Axelson save, and he holds. Oh, his first look was behind him. Nifty move there for Zemlichka. Zemlichka, 10 points in 13 games since joining Youngstown after World Juniors. Face-off to the left of Axelson, won by Anderson. Svitov up to the point for Murphy, couldn't take the pass. Jonerheim with it from the red line, swept it into the zone, but right to Jack Wilson. D to Murphy. Carter to the red line for Orlowski. Into the zone down the right side, a shot. Axelson save, he bobbled it, but able to glove and hold. Tricky one there from Orlowski coming down the right side. Went off that Lumberjack logo and popped up in the air, but Axelson, good hand-eye coordination. Able to snag it with that left-handed trapper. 10:45 left in the third. Anderson to take the draw again. Anderson, clean face-off win to Thompson at the point. Down the wall to Orlowski, bottom of the right circle, a shot. High save, rebound, Anderson just fanned on the backhander. Puck over to the near wall. Anderson chipped it down low. Selski the first one to it. Fed it around to the right side. Orlowski hustling over, but Muskegon able to get it cleared out to center. Hamilton back into his own zone for it. D to Thompson, far side. BT ahead off the stick of Svitov, who redirects it in, heads off for a line change. Axelson feeds it off Amico and out to center. Flying into the zone came Jake Stewart, but Houston sticked it away and got it to Jack Hextall. Hextall, red line in blue, but denied the line. Bouncing puck came to Blanchard. Dropped back to Clares, D to Amico, ahead off of Jake Stewart and redirected into the Youngstown end with less than 10 minutes remaining in this third period. Jacks lead by a goal. Hextall out to the neutral zone off of Simpson and Sasaki. Kaz trying to cut through the middle. He does. Shot, safe, rebound cleared. Axelson fighting the puck here a little bit in this third period. Phantoms need to try to get more shots on him if they can. Simpson from the neutral zone, denied the line. Great stick by Tepley to keep that one from heading the other direction, but couldn't find a teammate to play it into the zone for. Houston grabbed it at the red line. He'll fire it in. Axelson has to let it come through to left half wall. Jardine fanned on the quick one-timer. It came out to center for Hesch. Played far side for Murphy, bumped off his line by Drew Stewart, and it comes back out to the neutral zone. Noringer stripped from behind by Jardine. It came to Murphy. Along the near wall for Wilson. Jack carries into the zone from the hash marks, floated it just wide of the cage, rolled around to the right corner for Booz. Phantoms couldn't feed it up to the point for Murphy. It's out to center. Wilson at the red line, retreats into his own end. Tried to feed it to Murphy, turn it over. Sanderson, a shot off the shoulder of Lepak and out of play. And we'll have our media timeout. 8:41 left in the third. Phantoms trail by a goal. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 8:41 left in the third. Phantoms trail 3-2. Shots on goal for the game, 28-20 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 6 shots here in the period. Muskegon with 3. Youngstown looking for an equalizer. Here in the final, 8:41. Face off to the right of Lepak. Rusinski to take the draw against Christ. Christ with the face-off win. Novotny tried to feed it in front, blocked by Wilson. Fed it again, and Lepak with a save. Stick bouncing around, that was Wilson. Bumped back to him nicely by Zemlichka as Rusinski carries ahead. Chipped it past one man, came into the zone for Zemlichka. Very late and trailing. Offside indicator from Wyatt Corrigan. But the puck will come back out to center. 8:26 left in this third. And check that on the replay. I see that Wilson's stick was accidentally kicked back to him by a Lumberjack. Lucky bounce there for Wilson. Ended up not affecting the play, though. Rusinski cleanly wins the faceoff to Wilson. And Jack will fire it in. Comes around the kick plate to the left corner. Bounce to the middle, and Muskegon will clear it back out to center. Squirts into the Phantoms end, picked up by Murphy. Back out to the neutral zone for Zemlichka and across to Wilson. To Murphy through center and into the zone. Murphy looking for options. Fed it off a Muskegon body and out to center. Picked up by Houston, backpedaling into his own zone. Fired ahead on net. Axelson will stick it down for Hudson. Up the near wall for Blanchard and fired across for Novotny. Sticked into the zone but grabbed by Houston. Tepley, his D-to-D pass behind Houston. Cal will peel back for it and now give it back to Tepley. Dances away from Burrs Collins with 7:35 left in the third. Houston out to center for Orlowski. He'll dump it to the left wing corner. Anderson blazing in after it, but couldn't make a play around the wall, and the Jacks will send it right back out to the neutral zone. Tepley fires back in. Anderson touches up. Youngstown gets in on the forecheck as Axelson sets it up for Amico. Out to the neutral zone. Noringer, first back in front of his own bench. Tepley bounced the puck back into the Muskegon end, but Hudson right back out to center. Stewart tried to dump it in. Orlowski gloved it down. He'll carry in. In the zone, 2-on-4. Pinned to the right corner boards. Svitov coming in to help out his fellow winger. Under 7 left in the third. Phantoms trail by a goal. Larioza pulls it out of the scrum. Comes around the net to the near side to Noringer. Phantoms strip the puck in the corner. Hextall to Orlowski. Jesse between the circles. A shot blocker save by Axelson. Orlowski, high slot. Murphy across. Wilson. Toe drag. Shot was blocked. Murphy keeps it alive. Carter through Hextall. and over to the far wall where it's taken by the Jacks. Hextall kept it in the zone, however. Fired back around. Noringer got there ahead of Sasaki but couldn't clear. Murphy holds the zone. Played back around to the right corner. Larioza gets there just ahead of Hextall. Bumped it over to Christ, who will bounce it toward the line, kept by Murphy. Phantoms to Hextall. To Simpson. Cooper, shot. Axelson save. Rebound below the goal line. Sasaki knocked off the puck by Larioza. Sorry, that was Hextall. And the Jacks finally get it out to center. Beautiful shift there by Youngstown. Simpson into the zone. To Sasaki. Lifted it and bounced off his ankle and in the cage as Cooper Simpson gets pushed from behind into the Muskegon net. Nobody has their arm in the air. However, that will draw a crowd. But I think we're staying at 5-on-5 with 5:40 left in the third period. Great pressure by that line from Youngstown. The Cavelli Center crowd doesn't like the non-call. Pretty clear cross-check by Larioza. But we're going to stay at 5-on-5. Brzezinski talking things over with Ryan Baker at center. And Ryan Baker has signaled a timeout for Muskegon. All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. 5:40 left in the third. Muskegon leads 3-2. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it. It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.540 left in the third. Muskegon leads 3-2. Shots on goal for the game, 30-20 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms looking for an equalizer right now. Face off to the right of Axelson. Hesh to take the draw against Bruce Collins. Puck played back by Muskegon. Vukas lost the puck to Booz. Played up to the left point, but nobody there for Youngstown. Houston back into his own end for it to Jardine. Up the middle to Hesh and over to Booz. Back down the wall to Hesh. Bodied up by Vukas as the puck squirts over to the left corner. Grabbed there by Booz. Tried to center for Jardine. Played the line kept by Houston. Out to center come the Jacks. 2-on-1 developing. Down the right side. Blanchard. Shot. Save. Leapak and he covers. Great defensive work by Cal Houston. Leaving Blanchard really nothing to do but shoot. And Leapak making a big save, keeping this a one-goal game. 5:09 left in the third. Check it, that was Mate Tepley breaking up the 2-on-1. Face off to the left of Leapak. Brzezinski to take the draw against Bergeron. Phantoms win the face-off into the corner. Houston bumped off the puck by Thomas Maroon. Bergeron back to Thomas Maroon, bottom of the right circle. Tried to feed it up to the point, taken away by Zemlichka. He'll feed McKinnon. Malachi chipped it to the right wing corner. It rolled to Clares, fired around the kick plate. Houston able to keep it at the left point. Cal off the window and behind the net. Belusco the first one to it. He'll feed Jonerheim and send it out to center. Into the zone comes Bergeron. Bergeron left circle. Shot saved by Leapak. Rebound is still loose. Bergeron has it. Fed it in front. Thomas Maroon. Backhander on the cage. Stopped by Leapak. who holds. Couple of good chances these last two shifts for Youngstown. Thought the Phantoms had the momentum. That timeout by Colton St. Clair, minute 10 of game time ago, might have calmed his team down a little bit. Hextall to take the draw against Chris to the left of Lepak. Chris with the face-off win. He's in the corner, walking the goal line, trying to step in front and stuff it home. He fanned on his shot. Lepak had his stick knocked out of his hands. It's in the right wing corner. Simpson delays, stretches out for Hextall. Hextall in, across, shot, saved by Axelson. Rob Sasaki. Beautiful feed by Hextall. Phantoms got in on a break. Axelson somehow across to keep this one in front for the Jacks. Now Simpson, a shot, ripped it wide of the cage. Hextall, right half wall. Down low, Simpson. Taken to the wall, lost the puck. Up to the point, kept by Murphy. Back down the wall, Sasaki to Simpson. Larioza draped all over him, back to Sasaki. Behind the cage, looking for Simpson, knocked off by Amico. Wilson took down Sanderson cleanly to keep the play in the zone. Fed it behind the cage, Larioza around the wall, kept by Murphy right half. Played it behind him to Sasaki, back down to Murphy, through the box, came to the left point for Wilson. Jack turned, fired, shot was blocked to the right corner. Anderson got there. To Murphy, across, Orlowski. Jesse to Houston, skate to stick. Cal to Anderson. Logan, across, right point Orlowski. Back across to Houston, 3 minutes left in regulation. Phantoms trail by a goal. Orlowski in front, backhander Anderson, saved by Axelson. Rebound cleared by Muskegon. This might go on net, it will, so no icing. Lepak bumps it up to Houston at the top of the circle. Both sides to a line change as Orlowski will redirect it deep. Vukas got there, sent it around the wall to Benson. Hamilton couldn't hold the zone as Muskegon bounces it back out to the neutral zone. Houston floats over to the far wall, sends it D to D, bounced over the stick of Hamilton, but Jack able to regather, fired it out to center, but off the skates of Svitov, it came back to the Jacks. Noringer spins back into his own end with 2:20 left in regulation. Benson dropped it back to Vukas and now ahead to Noringer into the zone. Noringer spins to the left hash, back to Benson, a shot blocked in front. Chip below the goal line, Zemlichka picks it up with 2:05 left. Zemlichka settles down that rolling puck and fed it into the right wing corner. Got his own dump in as he tangled up with Claire's. Lepak at the hash marks. Phantoms with control. Murphy walking the blue line as Lepak heads to the bench for the extra attacker with 1:49 left. Extra attacker is Simpson. Wilson to Murphy. Across, McKinnon shot, Axelson save, he covers. I'd be shocked if Ryan Ward doesn't use his timeout here. Cal Kafuk has the whiteboard out. Ryan Ward will call his timeout. 101 seconds left in regulation. Back for the conclusion of this one here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center for the conclusion of regulation. 1:41 left in the third. Phantoms trail by a goal. Owen Lepak is on the bench for the extra skater. Wilson, Zemlichka, Jardine, Rusinski, Simpson, and Hextall. Offensive zone draw for Youngstown to the left of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw against Burscollins. Rusinski with a clean face-off win to Wilson. Over to Simpson, back center point for Wilson. Near side for Hextall. Jack to the line across. Simpson one-timer. Saved by Axelson and rebound into the netting. 1:28 left in the third. Face off to the left of Axelson once again. Rusinski to take the draw against Burscollins. Jacks control the draw of Vukas. Around the kick plate to Blanchard, couldn't clear. Back down low to Jardine, to Hextall. Left corner, up to Rusinski. Cross point to Simpson. Center point, Rusinski. Right behind him is Wilson. And Ryan will give it up to Jack. Now back to Rusinski, top of the left circle. Into the corner for Hextall. Up to the point, kept by Wilson, back to Hextall. Side of the cage, Rusinski. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Wilson fakes the shot, gives it over to Simpson. Cooper, side of the cage, Jardine, fed it across, but nobody there for Youngstown. Rusinski hustling over to it, keeps the line. Over far side for Simpson. Spun away from Vukas. Phantoms stripped of the puck. Jacks clear it out to center. Wilson from the red line. Played it back into the zone. Jacks cleared it back out to center. But Youngstown tried to bring it back in, and they were offside with 32.2 left in regulation. Rusinski to take the center ice face-off against Stewart. Rusinski with the face-off win. Wilson over to Jardine down the left side. Spins away from trouble. Hextall into the circle. Touched by Stewart as it rolls into the corner. Zemlichka took his man to the boards. Think there's a Lumberjack sitting on top of the puck. Phantoms work it free. Jardine up to the point to Wilson. Fires it across. Simpson holds the zone. Threw it toward the cage. Blocked by a Jack in front. And they'll fire it down the ice. No icing here. Hit a Phantom stick. 8 seconds left in regulation. Simpson fires ahead. Hit the dasher. Came to the Jacks. Blocked from the empty net by Simpson. But this one will go to the Lumberjacks as they win by the score of 3-2. Keep it right here for the post-game show. Get you a scoring recap of tonight's game. Jack scored 33 seconds into this one. Rudy Burscans, his 8th of the season. Jake Stewart and Chuck Blanchard with the assist. Muskegon led 1-0 after the first. Phantoms open their scoring at 5:58 of the second. Ryan Rusinski, a power play goal, 22nd power play goal of the season. 22nd goal of the season, 15th power play goal of the season for Rue. Evan Jardine and Cooper Simpson with the helpers. Carter Amico put Muskegon back in front at 13:57, his first of the season. Louis Yonerheim and Anthony Thomas Maroon with the assists. At 15:25, game-winning goal for Niles Benson, his 16th goal of the season. Danny Clares and Melvin Novotny with the helpers. Phantoms got back within a goal at the 5-minute mark of the third. A power play goal for Jack Hextall, 15th goal of the season. Evan Jardine and Jack Wilson with the assists. But Youngstown could not find an equalizer in the final 15 minutes, and they fall by the final score of 3-2. Carl Axelson gets the win. He stopped 31 out of 33. Owen Lepak takes the loss. He stopped 22 out of 25. Phantom power play was 2 for 3. Muskegon power play was 0 for 1. These two teams going to wrap up their weekend series tomorrow here at the Cavelli Center with a 4:05 puck drop, our sensory-friendly game. Great seats still available for that one. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets and more information. 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. For my engineer, Dave Ferris, and for Brendan Miller, keeping things up for you on social media, I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score. Muskegon 3 and Youngstown 2. We will catch you here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow afternoon. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.